Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. I hope your day is going great. Mine's been awesome so far, and well, I'm really disappointed, absolutely disgusted actually, with the Florida Mayhem. You might know why, you might not know why. Well, let's go ahead and go back in time a little bit and start this story off at the beginning of Overwatch League Season 1, because that's where this all kind of started going downhill for this team. For some reason, Florida Mayhem thought it would be a good idea. Their management said, hey, we only need 6 players. We don't need any substitutes on this roster. Meanwhile, some of the best teams in the world, best organizations, are signing 12 to 10 players. So they go into Season 1 with only 6 players. That means they have no one to sub in. Burnout is definitely going to play a factor. It's a 5-month league where you're going to be playing 40 games, multiple games every single week. Breaks are basically unheard of at this point. But they think it's okay. We got second place in European contenders. Let's go into the league with those 6 players. We trust them. Well, you know, we're just trying to save money, actually, because guess what? We only have one coach, too. So, you know, Florida Mayhem, they start Season 1 off. They don't do very well. Most people put them at, like, the top end of their power rankings, like top 6, top 8. Expect them to make a decent push for the playoffs, but they completely underperformed and completely sucked. What does the organization do? They go out there and they try to sign some budget Koreans for as cheap as they can. Nothing changes. They still suck. They signed Ryder, a head coach who, quite frankly, shouldn't have been in the Overwatch League, in my opinion, based off of some of the things we've heard from the players, specifically Logix. At the end of Season 1, he said that Ryder, at times, again guys, at times, this means multiple times during Season 1, said that he does not want to coach them because they are making too many mistakes. So when they stop making mistakes, then he's going to jump in to start coaching them. What? I'd fire that guy on the spot when I heard that. Oh, let's also not forget how going into Season 1, these guys lived like 50 minutes away from the actual Overwatch League facility, and they had one of their players, by the way, who was supposed to be their star player, Tavik, drive them to the facility every single day, then drive them back home every single day because they couldn't afford to get a house near downtown Burbank, or well, they could afford, they just didn't want to because they were cutting costs, they want to save money. Oh man, we've talked about this a few times on my channel, but we have to go over all this context. The management is just a joke. Anyways, the reason why we're making this video is because of Ryder, so let's get back to him real quick. Well, guess what? They decide, hey, let's give Ryder another chance. Let's let him try to build us a roster and coach us during the offseason going into Season 2. And honestly, I don't know what exactly Ryder had to do with building this team. He could have handpicked every single player. I'm not too sure, but what we do know is that yesterday, Slasher leaked that the Florida Mayhem were going to kick him from their team and they were trialing new coaches. This gave me hope. Some people were upset a month away from the league. Yeah, it's a risky decision to fire your coach, but let's be honest, Ryder has a terrible track record, and it's very likely that the guy completely has been blowing it, and this team has been underperforming in scrims, and there's been internal issues, and it just led to them needing to fire their coach. So as I said, I was on board with this decision. I was happy. They're going to go get somebody that can maybe help this team be decent in Season 2, preferably somebody from Korea, because by the way, this team that was said by the management was not going to be full Korean. Well, guess what? They are full Korean. I don't care if you have Tavik on your roster and then apply as a two-way player. You have 7 Korean guys competing, and they're likely all going to start over Tavik. No, not even likely. They are going to start. There is no English starters on this roster. And now this is where I am just going to lose it. Today, the Florida Mayhem announced this. Overwatch League coaching update, January 20th, 2019. Today we welcome Promise as our second offseason addition to the Mayhem coaching staff. Also, after careful consideration, we are parting ways with Ryder. Our focus has been using this offseason to develop our skills and cohesion as a team through practice, a boot camp in Korea, and a preseason visit to Florida to ensure the strongest team possible to start in the 2019 season. We are consistently looking for ways to improve and grow and are excited to take this stage in February. We are sending our sincere gratitude to Ryder for his time and work and wish him all of the best as he moves forward in his career. Thank you, Ryder. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta put this out there before I get into that. I'm about to lose it. Promise, I don't know if he's a good coach or not. I'm assuming he's not that great because he just had a terrible season in Overwatch Contenders Season 3. And sure, all you guys can say, oh, Michael, you were a terrible coach in Contenders Season 3 too. Yeah, okay, sure, yes. I was terrible. My team lost to Florida Mayhem, but guess what? They barely lost to Florida Mayhem. Oh, and by the way, Florida Mayhem was living in a team house, practicing every single day. KINGmykL at the time literally had half its roster with full-time jobs or school, okay? So before you want to start roasting me and saying KINGmykL was trash, yes, we were awful. I was the worst coach ever. This isn't about me. This is about Florida Mayhem. So anybody who decides to comment down below and waste their time talking about me being a terrible coach and being worse than the Florida Mayhem, I don't care. Sure, yes, I am a worse coach. That's not the point. This is about Florida Mayhem, so let's move on. Florida Mayhem had an absolutely atrocious Overwatch Contender Season 3. And Promise went on Twitter after losing all these games and having a terrible performance this season and said, it's okay. My job isn't to make sure that my team wins. My job is to make sure that I get these players in the Overwatch League. What does that even mean, dude? How do you get your players in the Overwatch League if you're losing every single game? So I don't know what kind of mindset that is, but forget about all of that, okay? Promise could be a good coach, he could not be a bad coach. I'm not here to judge whether he can coach or not. I'm here to judge the fact that the Florida Mayhem is a full Korean roster and just signed a European coach, guys, to coach a team that is full of Koreans that no longer has an actual Korean-speaking coach. All of their coaches are from the West. This is mind-blowing. Let's take a look at the organizational management for the Florida Mayhem. Starting off with the owner and CEO, we have Ben Spoon, who, by the way, has just been an atrocious owner so far. He's been the one who has overseen all of this crap during Season 1 and now Season 2. Next, we have the Chief Gaming Officer, who has also been here the whole time, Innerflame. Then next, we have the West Coast Operations, Jake. I don't even know who that is or what that is. General Manager, we have Matt. Matt's kind of a cool guy. I've talked to him before. Brahan's also a pretty cool guy, worked for New York Excelsior, but after coming to this organization, I don't know anymore. Then we have the head coach, Mineral, who, by the way, coached this team at the beginning of Season 1, did a terrible job, then decided to take a very long break while the team completely went under flames, and now he's back to head coach during Season 2. And guess what? Their new assistant coach, we have Promise. Mineral's from Sweden, by the way. Then we have Promise from Germany. And then Robert Yip from Ireland. And then, yeah, from USA. And lastly, streamer. I don't even know why I'm going over the streamer. I'm just losing it right now. I'm so frustrated with this organization. Why are they making these decisions? Let's scroll down. Let's take a look at this team, guys. Korean. Two-way player apply. Isn't going to play. Doesn't matter. Korean. And then Tavik, Swedish. Doesn't matter. Not going to play. 7 Korean players that are going to be starters are being coached by a full Western coaching staff. I cannot believe it. Who made this decision? And I absolutely guarantee you, somebody from the Florida Mayhem management was like, yo, let's just bring Promise up. We already have him on contract, so we're not losing any money. We cut Ryder off the team. That's a whole nother salary we don't have to pay. Just move up Promise. It's all good. We save money. Move the... Oh, I want to cry. I don't know, boys. This is sad. I don't often go on rants like this, but this is absolutely deserved. The Florida Mayhem needs a reality check. There's a certain point where I start to think that the Florida Mayhem should not be owning an Overwatch League team. Blizzard needs to step in and they need to regulate this crap. I mean, I know they can't do anything about this, but what kind of stupid person makes this decision? I can't believe it, unless they go out and hire somebody else who is actually Korean to coach this team. By the way, it doesn't list that they do have a translator, and oftentimes translators are listed on these wiki pages, so I don't even know if they have a freaking translator. How are you going to coach these guys? Sure, I'm guessing some of them probably have decent English. It's okay, but how are you going to fully in-depth coach a team, specifically during matches when you're on the headset talking to them during halftime and telling them stuff fast? They're not going to be able to comprehend, dude. They're not. And then when they're communicating in game, these Western coaches, they're not going to know what these guys are saying because there's going to be 6 Korean players on that stage. They're going to speak Korean. Why on God's earth would they try to speak English? That would just kill the team. So they're going to be speaking Korean on the stage. And then everybody else, the coaches in the dugout who are listening to the team's comms while they play, are not going to know what they're saying for the most part. Maybe they'll learn a little bit of Korean, but they're not going to fully all of a sudden understand freaking gibberish screaming Koreans, screaming targets and plans and shit. Like, I'm telling you, it's not gonna work out. So I don't know what the Florida Mayhem are thinking. I originally put the Chengdu Hunters at number 20 on my power rankings list, and like, that's because I fully believe that the Chengdu Hunters roster is not ready for the Overwatch League. They will not be able to compete with the rest of the talent. And I want to say that Florida Mayhem is now my ranked number 20 team, but I still do believe that the individual talent from some of these players that are on the roster, like say a player like Chris, like Hagapoon, I feel like they will be able to perform decent enough to beat the Chengdu Hunters. But besides that, these guys are my number 19. I now feel like the Washington Justice are going to mop the floor with their coaching staff compared to the management on the Florida Mayhem. It's a joke. It's not even going to be close. I'm just so frustrated right now, and I'm going to make a comparison. I just got done watching the NFC Championship game in the NFL, the Saints versus the Rams. The referees literally screwed the New Orleans Saints out of winning that game and going to the Super Bowl because they missed one of the most obvious calls I have ever seen, and that clearly anybody else on the internet that is talking about it has ever seen as well. And right now, I don't know who is more blind, delusional, and just plain out dumb. The NFL referees from that game or the Florida Mayhem management. I don't know. I don't know. At this point, Florida Mayhem is done. They're done. They're going to have another terrible season, and I expect this organization, whoever is investing the money into Florida Mayhem, after they see a huge flop this season, they're probably going to make massive changes. Ben, I don't know what role you play in this crap, but dude, you're going to be in big trouble after this season if it continues this way. You need to make some crazy mid-season changes, or changes right now. Completely wipe your coaching staff and put some money into your team. I would love to see the Florida Mayhem house right now. It's probably in shambles, probably like a 4-bedroom house. We got 5 players living in each room together, similar to the Boston Uprising Season 1. It's probably a joke. I don't know. I'm done ranting, guys. Thank you for watching this video. If you're as upset at the Florida Mayhem as I am, let me know down in the comments. If you think I'm a delusional idiot, well, I'm sure you'll let me know down in the comments. Thank you for watching. Drop a like. I'll probably get a lot of dislikes on this one, but hey, if you really enjoy my content, do me a favor, drop a like. I'll really appreciate it because, yeah, I don't know. I'm out here, guys. Peace.